Hey, everybody. Welcome to day 4 of our First Steps event. This is our final day and the last day that I'll be live with you. First of all, I want to say thank you for those of you that have joined us this week, either watching us live or watching the replay. These are very new programs for us and not things we've done before. We've been trying to listen to your needs. We understand that this time, sometimes the economy blocks you from joining our programs as affordable as we make them, and that sometimes the time investment is not always there either. So we're trying to provide these programs as a starting point so that you can upgrade into our full programs when you're ready. So if you've not joined me before, my name is Andy Barney, and I've been a professional technician for over 15 years. And I try to basically pass on my skills that I've had in my service shop to any of you that want them either for personal use to keep your machines going, or for those of you that are exploring the opportunities to work in your community as a volunteer, or even building a small business retirement income. And some people are even going to work in the industry at this point. So I'm going to share my screen here. I have a brief overview. This is something I promised um, for a bit now. I am so pleased with how this program is moving along. It's kind of exceeded our expectations. This is our business school program that we just launched back in May, kind of evolved into this thing as the demand and interest in developing a business kept growing and growing. So if you're in any of our programs, we do have what I call a business tools component when you join Remove Your Covers or the Vintage Sewing Machine Mastery. It's definitely a long-term project. It's definitely not going to be priority over teaching you machine service skills and keeping that going. But I do put some helpful things in there, such as forms and invoicing and marketing things. But I really didn't have a way to teach this efficiently. So back in May, we opened up. We started with what we call Industry Night. So every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I go live on Zoom with a group of people that belong to business school. And this is the first time that we've opened the doors to business school since we launched this program back in May. And I'm going to kind of go through that for you. And even I beg you to stay with me, even if you think you're not interested, or if you think that you might be interested, but it seems like too big of a thing for you to do. Stick with me here so that we can go through this. So the way the program works, it is hosted fully inside of a Facebook group. I will repeat this a couple times so people will hear it. It is at this time only in a private Facebook group. The first 30 days are free once you register. You do have to leave a credit card when you register. As long as you cancel within those first 30 days, you won't be charged at all. And then after that, it's $7 a month until you cancel. So we're trying to give you the absolute biggest and best value. $7 a month is, maybe one coffee at Starbucks. But the reason we do this is because no one's talking to you about this. It's taken me 15 years to get my foot in the industry side of this as an independent technician. So that means that it's taking me that long to even be able to relay to you what's happening in the industry and how technicians get trained to go into the workforce or build their own business. So this is a huge advancement for us. And I want to make sure that you have support and opportunities and guidance that I never had. So a lot of this is because I spent my 15 years very much alone trying to figure things out. And for those of you that are pursuing things and going beyond and helping your community, I don't want you to have to do that alone either. So we make this as affordable as possible. You do not have to be in any of our other programs to participate. This is done very intentionally. So we have people in our program that maybe not even thought of building a business in service and repair until just today. But that's because it's never been put in front of you and you don't realize the opportunity because there's no one to ask these things. Most of you, if you've ever pursued this, have Googled and searched the internet and found almost nothing. People go into dealer shops every day and ask about employment or getting trained, and they will turn you away and shut you down because no one has the time or resources to train you. So there's literally no entry point. So if you're just even mildly curious, I do recommend that you join us for those first 30 days. You can just sit back and observe the other people that are on their journey. You can ask us questions. We can talk about the area you live in and what might work for you. We can explore things in this program with you. Again, it is hosted inside of a private Facebook group at this time. We will eventually move it into an actual program on our learning program, our learning platform. But at this time, it's much easier for me to basically teach lifetime based on what people are asking for rather than me just building a program beginning to end. So that's the whole point of why we started this program in the beginning. So who can join the program? Again, if you're just curious about the possibilities, let's just say you're curious and you're like, there is no way I'm ever going to open up a service shop. We're not asking for that. But there are many people that work from the micro level, which means just one, two, three, four, 5 machines a month to bring in an extra couple $100. We have people that are building full scale businesses. So we have it, just be curious and join us. So you can explore your options, ask questions. You get to watch people lifetime on this journey. You're always going to have support and encouragement from our community. If you're familiar with any of our programs at all, I talk all the time about how great it is that you have support from Paul and I, but the absolute goal of all of our programs is that we have a growing community of people that will support you and lift you up when you need it. They will celebrate you with you when you need it, and they will cry with you when you need it. So probably the biggest benefit to this program is not Paul and I, it's actually the community that we're building. So we have expert guides to take you through the process. One thing I do want to point out though, even though we don't require you to be in any of our programs, if and when you do choose to proceed and contemplate and really start to build a business, we will not advocate for people that try to learn their skills only from Facebook groups and YouTube. This is something that I'm vehemently opposed to. For those of you that like to dabble, that's a risk you're willing to take on your own. But as you move into working for machines that are not yours, either through volunteer work or business, if you want to build your clientele, we will never advocate for you to learn in those free resources, because those are not reliable resources. Those are very hit or miss. Machines used to come into my shop all the time because people used YouTube videos to try and do work on machines. So while you don't have to commit to that now, if you do make this commitment to move into business, we will require you to either get professional training somewhere else, whether you end up working for a dealer, you work with the Trumbles in Texas, or you join one of our programs. But you cannot use YouTube and Facebook groups as your training methods, basically. So what we're doing in this group, we have, again, a wide range of folks. We have people, I'd say most commonly right now, we have so many people that are on the verge or the brink of retirement that it's coming. And so they want to start working on things now to have that in place. Pat Lowe has been in my program for 2 years now. 2 years has flown by. Pat used to be my customer in Georgia. She used to drive an hour and a half each way to my shop to have her machine serviced. And we had a great relationship. And then when I closed my shop and started teaching full time, Pat joined my programs and realized this is her ticket to retirement. So she set her goal 2 years ago to be ready for retirement. And Pat is actually retiring at the end of September, which we are very proud of. And I know she's very nervous. And Pat does bring to us not just the technical skill worries that she has, but the mental aspect of what it takes to make that leap. All the what ifs and all the things that build up in your head of all the insecurities. That's why this group exists, because even if you find some expert training somewhere else, I can guarantee you they're not going to prepare you for the mental shifts that are going to happen to go into business for yourself. So we do have people already in retirement building income. We have a lot of small home-based businesses. We have people that are doing mobile business, pick up and drop off business. Some go to work for a service shop. We have several people working for dealers at this point. And we actually do have one known person in our program that's opening up a dealership and a quilt shop with his wife in Florida. So I would say that's probably on the more rare side. What you see on those other three is the most common of the people we are working with. Now, why we do this, again, most people don't understand the need or the demand for these services. I will say a lot of you do understand the demand, because finding a good, secure, trustworthy, available service shop over the last 10 years, but especially post-COVID, is almost difficult. So especially if you're not looking to build a big, giant, service shop to service 120 to 200 machines a month, then you're going to do well, because everybody is very desperate for service. And this is the time to be coming into this field. As far as how much you need to know, I will say this is the other blind spot. There are so many blind spots in this industry and getting into it, because the industry's not been kind to us or led you down this path. I am literally one of the only paths of entry in this entire country to get your foot in the door. And that baffles me, because I'm just little old me that's been doing this for 15 years. So there's a lot of misunderstanding about how much work or how little work it takes to start up a business. I would wager to say it's not as much work as most people think. It's not as a long-term path. The amount of investment is much lower. Your learning time is much shorter with us because we teach you your skills while you're building your revenue. So we are very honest and have lots of conversations about what to expect when you start to go down this path. Again, no one's ever offered these opportunities before, so we're trying to make them as widely available as possible. No one's business look exactly alike. What my business looked like is going to look different than what anybody else's business is going to look like. It's meant for you to tailor to fit your lifestyle. So one of the questions we get a lot is for people going into retirement. Well, I want the extra income and stability, especially in an iffy market and, economy, but I don't want to spend my retirement working 40 hours a week. Well, guess what? The best part about what you do is we have a way for to help you calculate what your monthly revenue goals or income needs to be, and you can figure out how much or how little work you need to do to keep it going. You can do it for 6 months of the year, and then 6 months when you go to Florida for your snowbird vacation, you can take your work with you, or you can wait till you get back. So it's very flexible because the demand is what it is. And again, this is just, even if you're just mildly curious, this is a very good place to just explore and understand the possibilities, hear stories from other people, watch their journey, and then decide if and when you're ready to start your own business. So, what we're doing in this program, we have everything from tangible things, such as when you're starting to build a customer base and you have a form that they fill out about their machine information or contact information. We do invoicing, we do marketing. We teach you how to keep a machine inventory. We do, like I said, with marketing, there's a million and one ways that, depending on the area you're in and what you want to do, we have a million and one ways for you to effectively and basically cheaply build your clientele. We'll talk about business operations, such as how you take payments. I'm not very big. I'm not an attorney or an accountant, so I can't really help you in specific legal matters, but I can help guide you on how to get set up and do those kinds of things. We do a lot of customer service. Paul couldn't be on with me today, but many of you know that Paul used to run the front end of the shop. I was the technician, and he was excellent at what he did, so much better than me, honestly. So we talk about appointment systems and ways that you can make the journey easier for your customer, the ways that you can take payment and collect reviews, and the way you can make personal touches so that your customer feels cared about rather than just somebody in a queue waiting for their machine to get done. We talk a lot about how to price your services because, again, everybody's business is different. And if you're in New York, you're probably going to price your services differently than someone that's in the middle of Iowa. And that's something that we have to work through in a process. So again, I mentioned Industry Night. This is kind of where it all started. Every single Friday night, we host Industry Night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on a live Zoom call. It's probably my most favorite night of the week because we gather, and while it's virtual, we can see faces, we get to talk with each other. People share stories, people bring topics, things that they need to know about, whatever stage of the journey. Somebody's always asking, how can I market myself and get my clients? However you want to use it. Now, we had a call last night and we will have a call next week. The only time we don't host a call is if we have something scheduled as a family that we need to be at, which is very rare, or if it's a holiday. So to me, Industry Night is my favorite. If you can't be there live with us, we always have a replay available for you. And I would say of all of my replays in any of my programs, this is definitely the most popular. So these are a few snapshots of feedback we've gotten from people in this program. I just asked from this week, so this is what's been submitted. Spike actually submitted an entire video. I believe his video is on the registration page if you want to watch his actual feedback on the program. This is, unfortunately, everything is tainted by AI these days, and AI did a summary of his video for me. So it misspelled my name and it called me him. So it says, Andy has been instrumental in my success. I'm super grateful to Andy for building a supportive community that has played a key role in the success of my business. I appreciate all that she has done and look forward to continuing the journey with her support and encouragement. Let's keep moving forward and achieving more awesome things together. This is Tammy All, who is not actually enrolled in any of our programs. She did take training, I believe, with the Trumbulls in Texas and wanted ongoing guidance as far as building a business because, again, no one is offering any business guidance out there. So Tammy said, I am learning something new every day. It has been a wild ride so far, but I'm gaining more confidence in myself every day, and I don't freak out as much as I used to when I started. And then this person unfortunately did not give me their name at the end of their review and said, it never occurred to me to have sewing machine service and repair business. But once I had the skills and I realized how much I enjoyed working on machines, I put the word out to my local community to see if anyone had a machine I could help with. The response was overwhelming. So starting my business just seemed like the natural step in my sewing doc journey. And that's one thing I really want to point out is that's the purpose of this group. So if you're contemplating and just curious, and then one of the pieces of advice we'll give you is go talk to people. Go to Joann's and ask the person at the cutting counter if people ever come by requesting, machine service or maintenance. Put something out at church and ask people. Post on Facebook. Have conversations in your local quilt shop. Talk to people, and I guarantee you will find people that are almost willing to pay you to go learn so that they don't have to and so that you can service their machine. This is how many people end up in our program. And a lot of people come in, of course, taking care of their own machines and realize that they really enjoy it. And then suddenly it clicks that there is an opportunity here. So again, to recap that, business school is only $7 a month after your first 30 days. You cancel when you like. You have full control over your membership. That's let's see, if you're doing a month free out of a year, you're paying $77 for an entire year of business school, but it is month to month. So you'll find it at sewingdocacademy.com/business school. I will put the link in the chat for you once this broadcast is over, since Paul's not here to do it for me. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. I will go back and answer them. And there is a contact page on the website at sewingdocacademy.com. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. I'm the only one that answers emails, so I'll be the one answering your questions. Now, before we wrap up this week, I do want to remind you all of our mini courses have been released and business school is there. So all of our mini courses are still $19 each, or if you want to save money, you'll pay $40 for all three. That's a $20 savings, and you will get all of those. For each of those, there's a way to upgrade into our full programs using your purchase as a coupon, basically. So you will be discounted when you enroll into our full programs. And then with Sewing Doc Business School, I do recommend that you take advantage of those 30 days. Join us and see what we're about. Hang out with us, bring a drink or coffee, and we will have a good time. The last thing I want to mention and remind you is that we are doing a giveaway for everyone that enrolls in our programs by Sunday night. You will be entered into a drawing. If you enroll into one of the individual programs, any of the $19 programs, you'll be entered to win. We will pull a name and you will choose between the Featherweight and 301 service program, the Remove Your Covers, which is servicing your machine like a professional, and the Vintage Sewing Machine Mastery. So you get your choice of which program you would like to be enrolled into. And for those of you that enroll into the 3 program bundle, you'll be entered to win a full maintenance program, which is all of our current programs. Those are the only 6 skills that I had for the only skills I had for the first 6 years of my business. They are, if you're looking into going to a business, they are your bread and butter. If you're looking to do this just to take care of your own machine, it's going to be basically replace the service shop for you. So it is a $600 value and a very valuable one. So we will draw those names on Monday, and then we will contact the winners with their exciting news that they get to pick their program. So again, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for joining me all week. If I can be of any help, please let me know. I will check the messages in the comments and get back to you, but we would love to work with all of you. So have a good weekend, everyone.